This is Actar's Reviews, from anime to figures and beyond.
Hey, this is Actar and welcome to day 3 of Heartcatch Precure week. So, from the previous toys, we've already managed to amass quite a number of heart seeds. So, where should we store them? That's where the Kokoro Pot or Heart Pot comes in. In the show, the Heart Pot is used to store the heart seeds, and as it gets filled with heart seeds, the Great Heart Tree gets revived. But that's not all there is to it. The thing that made me buy this is because it also doubles up as Cure Moonlight's Henshin device. I was really surprised that instead of introducing another Henshin device, they made use of something that otherwise would have been relegated to little more than a storage container. But when it comes to the toy, that's both an advantage and a disadvantage. You see, Bandai has a fascination with digital toys. You know, the ones with LCD screens, as can be seen from Tamagotchi, Digimon, and the previous Precure toys. I was really impressed with the perfumes, as they did not incorporate these LCD games, but were instead honest-to-goodness role-play toys with proper music and dialogue from the show. But sadly, they decided to put the LCD game into the Kokoro Pot. Yes, that means that Cure Moonlight's Henshin device got the short end of the stick. Do note that this is the second release version of the Kokoro Pot. This one is the Cure Moonlight version and includes Cure Moonlight's Precure seed. I would say that this is the one to get if you want to get a Kokoro Pot. Otherwise, you have to get her Precure seed separately. But more on that later. First off, let's take a look at the packaging. The box itself is actually really sweet. It has a lovely window display proudly showing off the included heart seeds as well as Cure Moonlight's Precure seed. On the front, we get to see Cure Moonlight standing prominently in the foreground, holding her Kokoro Pot and of course her Precure seed. On the side, we get to see the various features of the LCD game as well as how it attempts to replicate Cure Moonlight's transformation. On the back, a diagram of the Kokoro Pot that details its parts, where you insert the heart seed, so on and so forth. We also have a picture of all the heart seeds that are included with the set, and of course the rest of the toys in the toy line. Lastly, on the other side, we get to see what happens when you insert the various heart seeds and the myriad of minigames that you can play. The Kokoro Pot comes in two separate sections, the lid and the actual bowl. The lid does open and does detach to become Cure Moonlight's Henshin device. It also detaches to allow you to remove the heart seeds from the pot. Also included is an instruction manual that is surprisingly thick, a separate instruction sheet that details the steps to go about unlocking Cure Moonlight's transformation, Cure Moonlight's Precure seed, and 16 heart seeds. Appearance-wise, it does look exactly like it does inside and out, save of course the LCD screen. But other than that, I don't really have any major complaints or nitpicks regarding the details and accuracy. Just take a look at that gorgeous sculpted detail. Regarding the LCD game, I won't be going through all the features in depth. It's a ton of things to cover and I'll only touch on the absolute basics. First off, when you first start up the game, it requires you to enter stuff like your name, time, date, etc, etc, etc. Then you get to select your ferry, chiffre or coffre. Then after a quick tutorial, you arrive on the standby screen with an animation of your selected ferry doing something different depending on the time of day. We have three main buttons, A, B, and C, which function just like every other LCD game. A scrolls through the menus and options, B confirms, and C cancels. The main feature of the pot is again interactions with the heart seeds. We see this area with 7 buttons that get depressed by the pegs behind the heart seeds in different combinations that will allow it to recognize what heart seed you insert. So to enter heart seed, take your desired heart seed and press it down on the buttons until you get a confirmation sound and animation. Then rotate this dial to deposit the heart seed into the pot. If you do it correctly, you will get a corresponding animation. Following that, you will see a picture of the character that was on the heart seed, giving you information on the respective flower that was featured on the heart seed. And if you haven't scanned the Heartseed before, the information is then recorded into the Heartseed Encyclopedia for easy reference. So that was the main gimmick of the Kokoro Pot. Now let's take a look at the main menu. We have the Item Creator, which allows you to create items like food by entering various Heartseeds. Item Box, which is an inventory of all the items that you have already made. Planter, which allows you to plant Heartseeds. Heartseed Encyclopedia that lists all the Heartseeds that you have previously entered, and settings that enable you to change stuff like the contrast, sound volume, and even change your selected fairy. With all that out of the way, the thing that all of you have been waiting for, Cure Moonlight Henshin. Now the way this works is pretty interesting. The Henshin feature is actually hidden away and needs to be unlocked by entering Cure Moonlight's Precure seed as stated by this slip of paper. Now to unlock her Henshin feature, take her heart seed and enter it like you would a regular seed. You are then greeted with this animation, which then requires you to rotate the dial 5 times. This then rewards you with the Henshin music and animation. After doing this for the first time, her Henshin will be available to you in the main menu, and you do not need to enter her Precure seed anymore to activate the Henshin sequence, which is pretty convenient. Potpourri will also be unlocked as a selectable fairy. I don't like these integrated LCD games with my roleplay toys. Why is that so? Well, number one, that's it. Number one, it calls you. I mean, seriously, there is no on-off button on this unless you stick this tab back into the battery compartment. And number two, the quality of the sound and graphics. They are simply horrendous. I mean, compared to the perfumes with voice clips from the show and music from the show, this just cannot compare. Now, what I would have really liked would have been just a simple device with similar functionality to the perfumes. They could have had a mirror here with an LED light behind it that will respond to seeds being entered into it, not to mention have a proper speaker to play back Cure Moonlight's voice and Henshin music. Oh well. For an older collector like me who looks for show accuracy, that would have been an ideal. But honestly speaking, for kids, I suppose this would be fun for them. In conclusion, if you're a fan of Cure Moonlight, need a show-accurate way to store your heart seeds, or found the LCD game interesting, I say, yeah, pick this up. It does look like its show counterpart, and it does indeed feature Cure Moonlight's transformation. However, if you are a casual fan or collector who is only looking for actual voice clips and music from the show, give this a pass and stick with the perfumes or the weapons. So, this is Zach saying, see you guys tomorrow on day 4 of Heartcatch Precure Week.